Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Chris, and I hope you guys are looking forward to this one. It is the last, final episode of the MMG podcast. It is episode 58, and it's going to be a special one because we not only have myself, but we also have Go Cubs, as well as a whole bunch of people that I care about very deeply, and it's very fun that they got to get a chance to be part of this podcast at least once, and we talked about E3 and all the exciting games that'll be coming up in the future. A few notes before I continue going. This episode in particular, we kind of just went through a general overview of E3, kind of talked about our favorite games. It's not going to be a thorough analysis as much. I mean, I know I tried to go into the Google Stadia and a few other things, but, we just kind of gave our takes on some of the things that we're most looking forward to, both some of the things that were announced pre-E3 as well as the current, or at least what ended up happening during the actual E3 convention. So that's basically the gist of the episode. There's 5 people in the room, so there's a lot of happening. But I think more than anything, what you're going to notice is that the audio is not great. I had to really have everyone surrounding one microphone, and some of them were not close enough to the microphone to really be heard well. I'm at a point where this is what it is. I can't really change it now. I was not gonna do multiple takes, and we didn't really have a ton of time. I wanted to do it, and so this is what we're putting out there. It's not the best product, but it's one that I'm extremely happy that we did, and it was a lot of fun. And to me, that's what's worth it in the end. And in terms of just general notes, I've already talked about this extensively, but this will probably be the last episode of not only the MMG podcast, but also of MMG Gaming. And it's sad, I know. It's really sad that I'm closing this chapter for my life, but I think that moving forward, I have great ideas for this channel. It's going to be very much a private channel for me to maybe upload my own things and just do things that are fun that I'm not necessarily looking to make a career out of. But we also have a group YouTube channel that we're going to be making together as well that will also be fun and exciting, but also could be something that we could look into doing, as a career or something, But we want to start with something and go from there. And that group YouTube channel, of course, is going to include Go Cubs and actually a few people as well. I would consider everyone in this podcast a potential candidate to be involved in that group YouTube channel. In some capacity or another. So it's an option, and we, again, nothing has really been set yet in terms of what the names are going to be. Those I'm going to upload at least one more video on here to at least announce all of that and transition to that. We have a lot of things working, a lot of ideas, being thrown around behind the scenes. Nothing really concrete yet. But as soon as I know those details, it's going to be coming to you guys, so that way you do not miss the next football podcast that me and Go Cubs do, as well as any of the other content that we do. And again, I may do some stuff on this channel, but it's going to be under a different name, as I will be retiring the Maniac tag as soon as I figure out what the fuck I'm going to call myself moving forward. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoy this podcast, this final one. We're very silly and very weird in it, but I think that just fits what's best for all of us. And I thank you again for listening to many episodes of not only the MMG podcast, but also watching all the episodes from MMG Gaming. I look forward to the future, and I hope you're there with me. Enjoy episode 58.
Nuts.
All right. So I recorded at the very end of that.
Okay.
All right. So I'll just do a general 3, 2, 1. Fuck! I can't open my phone. 1.
You're doing rushing.
Welcome to episode 58 of the MMG podcast, and the final episode of the MMG podcast, actually, which I didn't even drop before that, so this is very weird to everyone else who's in the room.
Now I feel like it's so formal and like...
I need to get my 2 weeks.
Right. So welcome everyone. So this is a very special episode because we're gonna be rebranding a bunch of stuff. So this is the last episode
Are you
of this.
breaking up with me?
Yes, yeah, we're all of us. But I'm joined by a room full of guests, and what's extra special, the person I'm going to introduce first, for the first time in the history of the MMG podcast in our lives, Mr. GoCub711 is here in person from Chicago. How you doing?
E3 stands for Electronic Elephant Entertainment.
Wrong. It stands for Elevator Exciting Experience.
That was the beautiful voice of Mr. I'm not gonna say your last name just in case, but Mr. Matt W.
I can go by my last
Different
name.
Matt.
All right, Mr. Matt
cell
Walsh
phones.
then. Mr. Matt Walsh. And to his right is my good brother-in-law, Mr. Anthony.
Hello.
And then and
That's all the introduction you need.
yeah, and of
That's it.
course my sister is also here, Kelsey. None of you two have never been on any videos. These two have. But welcome to the channel for the first time.
I may have been on more videos than, without me.
I know. I think the channel's filled with you.
What does
Yeah.
the podcast name stand for? Just because I'm going to eat up your time.
MMG is my channel name.
Oh,
so
right,
Mac
yes.
Made
Okay,
Gaming.
never mind. I got it.
Yeah, you're good. Okay.
Took me a second.
so welcome. So today we're going to be talking about
Video
E3.
games.
Yeah, we're going to talk about E3. It was a fun week. It was.
Are you just like the Kool-Aid man of the video?
Kind
like
of.
it's just flying through. Oh my god.
We're gonna talk about all the things that we've enjoyed and just the highlights of it. Overall feelings about the conference, because I know that some watched for the first time or some have
I've
watched
watched it before. I'm
You've
just a
watched it.
casual watcher.
You're just casual.
So I
yeah.
just like pop in if something exciting is happening.
Fucking
Right.
casual.
I thought it was better than E2, but still not as good as E1.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
That's the
But-
opposite of
The
Shrek.
worst.
That's the opposite of Shrek.
That's the
I
opposite. of Shrek.
I think some people felt like this conference was underwhelming
Mhm.
because of the lack of Sony obviously being out of it. But I don't know. I enjoyed all the game announcements.
But if you don't have anything to show, like I thought it was annoying that everybody was like coming up in another year. Here's some stuff we might be working on.
Yeah, there's
and
a
then,
lot
like
of
left.
that.
Like
Yeah.
There's a gap here until the
yeah,
next
but like then
consoles.
just don't.
Just don't do anything.
That's what
just don't.
Sony did, and people
And
gave
so
them
they've
People
flack
got
gone-
mad
for
at
it.
Sony.
They're giving them what?
Flack for it.
Are they giving them flat? But like in a year, you're really gonna know. Like if they come out with something strong next year, nobody's even gonna care about this year.
No.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, I think that a lot of people are now kind of looking at it more like, okay, you took a break this year. If they do, that's the thing. We don't know if they're coming back next year. I hope they do. As a fan, I would like Sony to do another press conference. But if they're just gone from E3 now, that's stupid. I would find that stupid. But if they come back and they're like, here's all the cool shit that we're working on, like that's coming in the next 6 months, then they're gonna just kick ass, and it's gonna be
Yeah.
amazing. It's gonna be really cool to
Yeah,
see.
they're just getting their hands together. And,
Right. Yeah.
So, I gotta say, I was expecting a lot more from Nintendo, because Nintendo just hit the ground running with their next console, and I feel like they had less to show than even Xbox showed.
I would say, I don't know. I would not agree with that. Just in the fact that they had a lot of titles that were at least coming up in like upcoming year.
The thing,
years.
and being honest, I don't pay much attention to news outside of Nintendo, but Nintendo does so many announcement type stuff throughout the year. It's not just E3.
That's the thing.
E3 is when we show all of our stuff off. They do things throughout the year. So, they didn't announce that much, but the stuff that they had announced had already
Yeah.
been.
But like when you say that you didn't, wasn't there something like specific you were looking for from Nintendo? But like nobody was predicting it was happening. You just were looking for it.
So, above all, I was looking for Animal Crossing, which I got. I'm very happy with that.
Yeah.
However, there is no Metroid news at all.
Metro. Yeah, that's a good point. Metroid Prime 4. Haven't heard anything about it since last year.
Well,
other
it
than
was
it
delayed.
was delayed.
It was delayed.
Yeah.
Apologies for the airplane in the background. It was delayed. I think that was part of the reason why I was expecting it not to be in the show.
Yeah.
Like if they announced a delay, like would they have even said anything about it?
They would have said, here's the Metroid Prime Collection brought to Switch for the first time since the Wii console.
But that's you making that, like, just high hopes. Like, that's like you hoping that it was going to happen, but...
It would have
Did
been
anybody
something
say
nice
that
to
was
bridge
gonna
the
happen?
gap.
No, I
It
agree
was
with
leaked,
that.
actually. GameStop leaked that there was SKUs for the
Can't
Metroid
trust
Prime
GameStop.
Collection.
Okay, all right. So, well, it'll be interesting. Maybe in the coming months they actually do end up announcing it. I think it's harder with the directs because they've done it so many times over the years that you're not going to have like a huge splash announcement. Although there was some of the end of the conference things that were kind of like, whoa.
Right, Breath of the Wild too.
Yes,
Yeah.
which we'll
Huge one.
we'll touch upon that. But like Xbox, I felt like Xbox had the strongest conference personally, just because of a lot of the games they showed were just so they kind of drew me in a lot of it. But what pissed me off a lot about their conference though is that there was a lot of trailers and not a lot of gameplay.
Yep.
And that was a huge and I think I watched a few people commentate on it. Like Gears of War 5, that's coming out in September. There was no gameplay for it,
That was weird.
which was very bizarre. And so that
It's gonna be bad.
you think it's gonna
They're trying to hide their tracks for as long as they can.
Yeah, essentially.
It's gonna get delayed.
Yeah, so I think that's just my general thought on it. But I think Nintendo did well for what it usually does, and Square Enix was all over this fucking conference. It was insane how much they were involved. Although they kind of got trashed for the Avengers because it does not look
It
that
looks
great.
strange.
It looks very strange.
And it was revealed tonight that there's no co-op in the story mode.
Really, that's that.
So what's the point?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I don't know why you would
Yeah.
want to make a game without, especially of superheroes, not want to do like.
And, like, why wouldn't, like,
Some
you and
element
your
of that.
friend would, like, somebody would want to play Black Widow, somebody would want to play... Unless that's not how it works.
You could do like a 5-player superhero
Yeah,
thing.
like,
That's
yeah.
I don't know.
very. It was it's an odd choice.
Hello?
So I just kind of like I have my notepad here that I'll just run through, and we'll just talk about what people want to talk about. There's a lot of stuff that was announced pre E3 that we definitely need to touch upon. First thing was that the one that I put as like the earliest thing that was announced was not announced, but maybe more delved into was Super Mario Maker 2, which I thought was awesome. But the news of their online multiplayer being like a personal experience, not having rooms, which has been an issue with Nintendo for a while. But that personally was
Not
very
having what?
what is it?
Not having rooms, like,
Oh, if they said
like
not having ribs, I was like...
things you can like playing online with your friends. They
Right.
were just like, we're not doing that, and why would you not do that?
You'd play with random players.
Yeah, random
Yes.
random.
It's like they came out with a Nintendo
That's
phone.
like why I buy out an entire escape room, because I don't want to play with anybody else.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
literally spend $200 to make sure
Exactly.
I'm only playing with my friends.
That's what's so frustrating about it. And it's it looks awesome. It looks like it'd be a lot of fun,
Yeah,
but
look-
it's
Yeah.
just that's the big part of it.
I never played the first, or I never owned the first Mario Maker. I played some friends' copies, and it was fun. It was
Yeah.
good fun, and the stuff they're introducing in Mario Maker 2 looks great.
Yeah.
From a Mario fan standpoint.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really excited for it. But that, like I'll talk about this in a bit. Like, one feature that doesn't seem important to the developer is hugely important to the fan community.
Yeah.
That
Nintendo
they're
always
addressing
been.
it.
Yeah, they did. They're going to address it in some way, like an update, which is good.
Yeah.
But I felt like I heard that about Super Mario Party, and that never actually came.
The fan outrage stopped like
And it kind of like
a month after the game came out because no one
Yeah.
was playing it anymore.
yeah. So that's a tough break
Yeah,
for
but
them.
that feels like something specifically that even into the game's run, that's something that feels fundamental, especially for the type of game that Mario Maker is.
Yeah,
I mean, the amount of fun that would it be to play local?
absolutely.
Would I think it's very important.
Yeah, definitely. I think we have a cat that's being annoying. I think because he's trapped in this room, in this recording room with all of us. What I wanted to touch upon next was Death Stranding. Kelsey has a strong reaction about that.
Okay, I actually have not seen the trailer. I'm gonna watch the trailer with sound while we're talking about
No,
this.
don't.
Yes, very
Without sound.
Without
sorry.
sound. Without sound. I was just about
Yeah.
to say.
Yeah, just
So,
to give my reaction.
everyone has seen it, so we all have opinions on it.
Matt Carter, have you ever seen A Baby Story on TLC?
What?
Where they would, like, just have babies all the time?
No.
Okay.
That's Death Stranding.
Essentially Death Stranding.
Okay.
It's like a baby story meets Black Mirror.
All right. Realistic Mads Mikkelsen. Just gonna go through this. There's a All right, keep going.
No, yeah, okay,
keep
so
talking.
what was your thoughts? And anyone can start on this. What's your thoughts on Death Stranding in terms of what they released? Because they announced they showed gameplay, it showed a full trailer, and it's coming out in November.
I thought it looked great.
Really?
It looked scary. It looked really interesting thematically. Like, from day one of Death Stranding, I was like, this looks stupid. Like, he's just trying to be creepy to, like, be weird. Like, this stuff isn't gonna logically connect at all. But I watched, like, this doctoral thesis. Like, I sat there for an hour and a half and watched this guy unravel and connect all of the strands, the death strands, together. Thank you. And
Kelsey has her face in her face in her hands, rather.
But I'm just really excited for it. There's a lot I want to find out about the game. It looks fun to play. The enemies look scary. It looks like a genuinely scary game.
Didn't I had like a meltdown the other day over it? And I forgot how I phrased it because we were talking to Mom,
Yes.
and I said like, it's Norman Reedus, and he's got a baby in a backpack, and he's using a power washer to find the dark people in the forest. That's the way that I phrased it. And I'm like, I literally don't know anything beyond that. But you know how before we also had a conversation about how I have a hard time taking serious things seriously and they make me laugh? Norman Reedus' face.
You just can't.
I can't take him seriously for some reason. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like the fact that he's using, like, actual actors and people that people know the faces of
It's gonna be weird.
is gonna be weird.
I don't know.
Sure.
I'm not into it. I mean, I'll watch it for a little bit, but I can't imagine that I'd actually play it.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to play it. It looks
As a
really,
Metal Gear Solid fan, though, right?
It looks
Like,
really fucking weird,
Yeah.
and you entirely get that just the Kojima vibe.
The fact that Kojima is completely unregulated
it's
is scary, but also like I'm excited just to see the finished product.
you see, like, I
See
feel like
if
I'm
this-
coming
if this-
at it as with like a slight handicap, having no contact or understanding of Kojima at
no,
all.
yeah,
So like I have an opinion that's not within context of
yeah.
no.
There are
fair.
those who have played more games than I.
Yeah.
But from my own experience, it is like insanely fun to play, and like things can get weird and wild, and sometimes come out of left field entirely.
Sounds like
And the fact that
my
even
day
like
job.
the entire premise itself feels insane. I'm really excited to see what kind of turns come in the actual story itself.
Yeah.
I
think
somewhere along the line, Guillermo del Toro shows up. That's
No,
freaking wild.
I don't know. I don't know if he's really kind
really
of given the
says
power
he
to tell like a story that he's really interested in telling.
Yeah.
It's gonna. I can promise you, because of the kind of artist that he is, it's going to be weird. It's gonna be wild, and it might not make complete sense without thinking about it. Because sometimes, it's weird like that. But it's gonna be really fun.
Yeah.
And that's really the feeling that comes across.
One thing that is very interesting to me about it, like I think it's fascinating. I it's hard for me to really be like it's gonna be stupid, because I feel like I end up looking at some games like that, it's gonna be stupid, and then everyone's like talking about it for like years after that of it being like an incredible masterpiece.
Five Nights at
Very-
Freddy's.
Yeah.
I would not compare.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I would go that far.
Well, something that we're like, at least like,
It's a cult
it's
classic.
really stupid, but everyone talks about it.
but yeah.
Wait, what was it?
Five Nights at Freddy's. It's like an
Stupid
animatronic
game. Sorry,
scare
Gabe,
game.
if you're listening.
But like the whole idea of that it's supposedly gonna be like a new game. It's like a combine like stealth and combat. It's like it's called a Strand game that they're trying to. That's the brand of game that they're trying to make it,
Like Death Stranding.
which is very it's interesting and it's
It's so
interesting.
goddamn
What's
meta.
this gonna be?
Yeah, I don't know about a new kind of game.
Well, that's
but
what
it always-
Kojima's pushing though. That's what that's his.
But then again, that all sounds like E3 talk of like it's a new experience.
Yeah.
To be
yeah, oh,
fair,
absolutely.
Fallout 76 was a new kind of game and experience. But that's not necessarily good.
Right. Yeah. I think it's a wait and see, obviously, to see when it actually comes out, and it's gonna be like, oh, this is what it is, and we know for sure. there's a chance it might just be like a tank, but I think Kojima's too respected to kind of for people to kind of brush it aside and not give it a chance, and it will.
Yeah.
A lot of people will give it.
It's definitely one of the ones I'm most excited for.
Yeah,
And it can't be worse than the spin-off Metal Gear game they released after he
Also
left.
true.
Metal Gear Survival.
Metal
Yeah.
Gear Survive, which is bad.
I want to go next, and Anthony, if you're able to take this, Call of Duty. What do you think of the new Call of Duty game that's coming out? That's Modern Warfare.
So, I think it's interesting because they said specifically that it's going to be a very violent, visceral, shocking game.
Yes.
And they talk a lot about the No Russian mission in Modern Warfare 2, which got a lot of media coverage. And just to recap, it's a game where it's a mission where you infiltrate a Russian extremist cell.
Yeah.
And to blend in, you follow them in an airport while they're mowing down civilians.
Yeah.
And so the way the mission plays out, you can fire at civilians, you can just fire at policemen, but no matter what happens, they knew the whole time that you were a spy. They kill you and they leave you there. And they attribute all the deaths to the Americans because they find out that you're actually American. So it was a really interesting plot point, and I feel like the media just kind of got stuck on, oh my god, you can kill civilians.
Yeah.
So I think that they have the opportunity to do
And like
things.
airports are a little sensitive though for people. I think.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, and especially at the time too when it came out.
But
Yeah.
that was part of them sending the message, I think. You know,
What message?
the message about, I guess, spreading fear.
Oh,
Call of
okay.
Duty's cool.
Terrorists
and at the
specifically
time.
targeting
Gotcha.
somewhere to cause terror. But
Sure.
I just can't believe that they made Isabel a playable character.
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you get a 30 kill streak and Isabel comes in.
What I
Call of
was
Duty
gonna,
shooter
what I
man.
wanted to say specifically about it was I found it they're doing like this night mode with this game, which I don't think has been done in the Call of Duty game before.
Like you switch a little toggle and everything's like dark and has
Night
blue
vision,
font
yeah.
instead of okay. So not like on the iPhone.
Not an iPhone. Yeah, you see like the batteries like in yellow.
Like
Oh, wait, that's
sunset
vampire
comes
mode.
through and like the blue light fades away.
Yeah.
No,
Like,
you have
I was
to,
scared of my eyes.
your AK has a plug on the side. And
Yeah.
you plug in your nightlight.
Oh, perfect. Good.
That
That way
little
I'm not
teddy bear,
scared.
glowing teddy bear. Yeah.
Thank you.
A little bit after the Call of Duty, this was like all like last week. Pokemon Sword and Shield was announced. Which Go Cubs? I'll let you take that one.
Yeah, well, not announced, but new.
Yeah.
new
Well,
new,
they new details on it rather.
Chris,
lot of
you
new details.
casual.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They show off some pretty good trailer overall. They show off some new Pokemon, new areas and stuff. Biggest things were the new the version legendaries, which is always like a fun thing to see.
Yeah.
The just what's going to be on the box art, and it's
Yeah.
just two large wolves.
As the
One
legendary.
has a sword in its mouth, one has a shield around its head. That's all. That's as complicated as you need
Like
to
it
be.
got stuck in the fence of the neighbor's yard.
Kind of,
And
actually.
then the
Yeah.
other one's like, what
Yeah.
do you have? A knife! No!
That's one of my favorites of all time.
No.
I thought first of all I thought the trailer was rocking.
Oh,
I know that Nick Anthony's friend. I know that he was saying that the song was not like because it was a translation from Japanese.
Yeah.
I still enjoyed it. I
was
loved
fun.
it. It was rocking.
The
When
new,
Nick had like an issue with the song. Or something?
Yes, yeah.
I'm just gonna get out all of my Pokemon stuff out. More stuff was revealed at E3 too.
Yeah.
But I just need to verbalize it because
Yeah,
I have
sure,
a lot
like,
of
go for
Pokemon
it.
opinions.
Yeah.
So the new battle mechanic in this generation is something called Dynamaxing, which is when the Pokemon just get giant for a few turns. Their moves.
Wombo!
Yeah.
They set them to Wombo. They get huge and their moves get powered up.
Yeah.
Fucking ripped.
Their moves get powered up, and it looks interesting, but it is literally completely replacing the past two gimmicks, Mega Evolutions and Z moves. They officially announced were not coming back, which is a bit of a shame because Z moves could have like take it or leave it. Mega Evolutions were really cool just to see how a Pokemon could be changed and become this new thing, and they're just going to be absent from the game.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Overall, I really like how the region looks. I like how the gym leaders are presented. Like, I like the story, single-player gameplay aspect of the game so far.
Yeah.
However, they also did announce the one thing, and this was the same. This is in the same line of Mario Maker not having the Friends multiplayer online is the fact that they announced that unless the Pokemon was in the Galar Pokedex, and that means like just they were in the game, you couldn't transfer them from past games.
Ooh.
Which was a big, like, everyone was pissed off about that immediately.
For as far as, like, in the room, people who are, like, consider themselves, like, diehard Pokemon players, is it just Matt and Anthony?
I think so.
Probably.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Goku's and Anthony, I think. And
Sorry, go.
that's
That's fine.
no, it's okay because we have two Matts. That's
No,
just
I'll
it's easy.
go by Walsh.
You go by Walsh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm still gonna call you both Matt. Like, it's not gonna work. You can go by Walsh all you want.
Yeah.
Matt.
But
The cooler Matt.
he just put on sunglasses. That's it. I guess they didn't see that. But no, like I think that's upsetting. Obviously, that they have that, but I think it's you. But you said it also earlier that it might help in like battles.
It will
in multiplayer
totally.
battles.
It will balance the competitive gameplay. To prevent like the same Pokemon from being used. Like as much as I love Incineroar is one of my like new favorite Pokemon of all time. I loved it in the games. I loved it in Smash Bros. It was used on 90% of official competitive teams this past season.
Mm-hmm.
It is such a widely used like broken Pokemon to use. So as much as I like it,
Meaning
like,
because you can like exploit it to have it be really powerful.
yeah,
Is it
or it
broken?
just
Like,
it just works so well on every team.
Yeah.
So it's there like you have to like you almost have to put it on your team,
Yeah.
or you have to
Or you're disadvantaged.
specifically prepare for it
Yeah.
with your Pokemon. And there have been Pokemon like that in the past, and formats in the past where literally like there's these 5 Pokemon that everyone uses, and the 6th one is whatever.
Yeah, I'd say I want that
whatever
on my
else.
team.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
Yeah, definitely. I think what I loved about it, and this is coming from someone who doesn't really play Pokemon, the free roam looks cool, and the fact that the Pokemon are running, like wild Pokemon are walking around, I think is really neat as well.
You can move the camera.
Yes.
That's the biggest deal for me in the entire trailer. Like the world will feel much more dynamic, I think.
Yeah.
With that.
Any thoughts, Anthony, on it?
The metal bird looks fucking awesome.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Everyone's talking about Wooloo. Fucking Corviknight is like.
Okay, you have a thought?
Wooloo is precious.
Lulu is precious.
Don't you fucking hurt the head on that beautiful fucking Wooloo.
I'm going to build up my metal bird on a mountain of Wooloo corpses.
I'm gonna punch Wooloo.
It's very, very. Now it's very sad in here. I feel for the
Professor Oak for Pokemon.
Y'all wait. Wooloo's gonna like fucking over evolve Dynamax, whatever the fuck.
It has like a hidden evolution where it just gets really ripped.
It's
and it's like 8 feet tall.
It's gonna be a giant. It's gonna be the Incineroar, but it's gonna be all sheep.
Just
essentially.
sheep.
Yeah. Okay. One last pre-E3 thing. Battle for Bikini Bottom was announced by THQ Nordic. And it was the biggest, hypest thing that happened, I think, in E3 for me, as one of my favorite games of all time.
Comparable to me, like
yes, yes. We both of us loved the game so much we played through it 100% together on like Discord or Skype multiple occasions, and I think everyone in this game has played it before. Am I right in terms of
everyone in the room?
Yeah,
No,
I think everyone's played it for Battle Bikini Bottom.
You want to play a game?
I forget though because I know we've had it for PlayStation 2 for a long time.
Which one was it?
It was platforming. It was like you go to Jellyfish Fields.
Fighting
Yes.
robots.
That was all the
Yes.
robots.
Absolutely.
All the robots.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love that game.
Yes. So
Anything SpongeBob is like A++ in my book. So.
oh, absolutely no, but I think it's just the fact that it's that game because like recent SpongeBob games have been like all right.
They've been traditional licensed games.
Yeah.
Something special happened when Battle for Bikini Bottom was made that made it like what it was.
Yeah.
And made it like just such a good.
It was
You think because you had
it
the
was
agency
3D
to have like more open world, like you had the agency to move around.
It's
and
very.
it wasn't super linear.
Weird game to compare it to. It's very much like Banjo-Kazooie,
Mm.
where your main goals are like they're spread out in the world. You can really kind of do them whenever you want. Battle's a little bit more linear. Banjo-Kazooie, you can kind of just go to whatever area you wanted.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a good comparison.
Yeah, but like you also don't leave the level as soon as you get your MacGuffin.
Your
Sounds
spatula.
delicious.
the golden spatula.
Golden
is-
spatula.
What kind of muffin
yes.
is that?
What kind of muffin is
Sounds
the MacGuffin?
delicious. Hook me up.
So really cool. The art threw me off at first, but it looks really good. Kelsey, you said that it was excellent when you saw the art for the new game. I sent it to you. You're staring at me as if you don't remember.
The SpongeBob game.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you transitioned to
No,
another game.
no, yes.
Yeah,
same
yeah.
game.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
It looks, I think it looks amazing.
Yeah.
Like I was appreciated that they kept it. They didn't try to do too much different with it. It looks like they just brought it into
A new era.
2019 or
Yes.
20. What is it coming out this year? 2020.
We don't know. They
didn't give us a release date.
No, I
If
think
they didn't give us a release date, probably 2020. then.
probably 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The-
anyway, but like to bring it into this era of gaming where
The
they
one
made
thing,
it nice.
there are two things with that they kind of mentioned in the video description. One was that they were going to try to add in previously like cut content,
Yes.
including like a new boss fight.
Yes.
That was Robo Squidward.
I'm so excited for
Wow.
this. Holy
the,
shit.
The only thing is like
I'm
I'm not
lose my
sure.
fucking mind.
I'm not sure where they're gonna put that because the structure.
It's gonna be like the first thing that you.
yeah, the very first
Like
thing
a dream.
before you leave the
Yeah.
pineapple.
yeah.
No, but
He's in your living room. He's in your bed.
like the structure of
He's
Battlefront Bikini
behind you
Bottom
right now.
is a great structure of okay, you get 3 main levels, and then the boss, and then you
Yep.
unlock the next hub area, the next 3 levels with new power up. So if they added Robo Squidward, they would kind of have to make more regular levels.
Sure.
And what like there's been concept art for a lot of them. Like I don't know how much they'll change, but I watched analysis by like the current world record holder for the game.
Yeah.
Who just like talked about it a lot. Sandy's Freedom was originally going to be like its own full level.
Yeah.
So it was like Glove World.
Yeah, so-
a lot of the stuff from Glove World ended up going into Goo Lagoon.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I think the big thing, multiplayer. Multiplayer was,
Also that was the other
announced
thing.
was announced for it, which is insane. I want to move on, but that
Oh,
excellent.
and I just wanted a quick
Oh,
note
go ahead.
too that
Yeah.
they because in terms of games getting re-released, and I haven't played it, but I just wanted to give a shout out. I know they're redoing Destroy All Humans too.
Destroy All
Yep.
Humans.
Yeah.
Yep. That's true. I think that is THQ Nordic. I think, right?
I'm not sure,
and
but
that's
I
it.
know that was coming out too, and
Yeah.
I don't want to overlook it.
And that's cool. Yeah, Destroy All Humans. I haven't. I don't think I've ever played it, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. So after that there was the first presentation of E3 was actually the Google Stadia presentation.
it was THQ. Sorry.
Cool.
It was THQ for Destroy All Humans.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about the Google Stadia, but I feel like it's not worth my time right now. Because what they have a lot of games that kind of like with the consoles where you have these games, a lot of the games already there that are like that are on other consoles. They don't have an exclusive. And the whole streaming service thing is very weird. The whole internet thing, like we don't know how it's going to work in terms of the internet, so it's very like I don't know. It's very interesting. I don't know how I will feel about the Stadia overall. I don't know. If
I
anyone
feel
else
like
has
it's going to
thoughts.
be like the first one of its kind that's going to try to do this. It's
Yeah.
going to come with a lot of bumps.
Yeah.
It's not
know.
gonna be
It's-
successful. I don't think.
Yeah, like it's not. I don't know if we're at that point. And like what I think the point. I forget who I said it to. I don't know if it was you or you.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, you're at a point right now where like as far as people having consoles, there have been recent new generation consoles that people have bought and spent hundreds of dollars on
Yeah.
that people are still making tons of games for.
Yeah.
So Stadia, if people who don't have consoles that get Stadia now are going to be ahead of the game down the line because they won't if they're using it instead of shelling out for new generation consoles when they come out.
Sure.
But if you're somebody who likes to have your PS4 or your Xbox or whatever,
Yeah.
the Stadia's not going to do shit for you. And most people are in the mindset of having their physical consoles. They're not at the point where they're into the cloud gaming.
Yeah.
For
The-
people who are console people. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not a PC gamer. I'm a console gamer.
And the
Yeah.
reliance on streaming for me for that is wild.
Yeah.
Like expecting people to have all of this energy and streaming going into the console. Like just to play your game, you need a good internet connection.
And, like, isn't there a whole issue with, like, net neutrality issues?
Yeah.
With, like, capping out certain data
Mm.
and everything?
They're like all your games are getting kept out. You're not going to be able to play the thing for longer than
So, like,
here's
why...
the
an
thing.
hour a week.
Companies can pay to bypass the data cap. Google will pay for it.
Okay.
And the reason why it's a smart move by Google is because the streaming game market isn't really new. There have been companies that have tried it, like Google has tried it.
Mm.
PlayStation is doing it. Xbox
Sure.
is trying it. But they have the capital to just capture all of this market share and create a captive market for when America's infrastructure can support this kind of product.
I think that's such a good point.
So fancy.
It is very fancy, and I think you nailed it on the head when you mentioned how much capital Google has. Google is fucking huge.
They will literally push this to success.
I think they will, and I think that it will probably. I agree with everyone.
Unless it's like those damn Google eyeglasses.
Yeah, they could just drop
I was
it as
literally
well.
about to bring that up. Like,
yeah, like they were trying to like be
tried,
like
they have tried
the
like,
thing,
to
and
be
then
to be this like inventor and pusher of things in the past, and it hasn't worked.
It hasn't
So-
worked.
Fair point.
But
Yeah.
that's fair.
But like, how funny is it? Like, it really hasn't worked, but it kind of just like died quietly,
Yeah.
and nobody except for us on this podcast.
Yeah.
Like nobody really like thinks to say
yeah,
like,
remember?
well, Google Stadia might work. Well, what do they do with the glasses? Because you wouldn't think of them as equally comparable.
Yeah.
But as far as having something new in the market and trying to be the cornerstone for that, and then it just kind of like you slowly bury.
Well, I
it
think
because
that
it
It's
didn't
the
really
perfect
work.
crime. They show the search results. They hide the evidence.
Here's the thing though. I think the thing that I can say about that is I don't think there was a market for smart eyewear. There is a market for a streaming service though. I think that's where they might have something that they're thinking.
But
of,
aren't
though.
they trying like that particular? Original...
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
No.
on
But I'm
this
just
one.
not to. We're not here to talk about the eyewear, but like talking about Google as a marketing giant and as a whatever.
Sure.
The whole Google Glass thing, like Google Glass thing, like kind
Yeah.
of like died. But wasn't there a new one they just announced?
Did they
There's something
Microsoft
new.
HoloLens.
So it's Microsoft, not Google.
Not Google.
Yeah.
But like, so apparently,
There is
even
a
though
market.
Microsoft
Okay.
watched that die, they're thinking that they have the market and the wherewithal to do it. They were not going to pursue something that they think is going to. Nobody pursues something thinking it's
Well,
going to fail.
The
Sure.
thing is, Microsoft HoloLens is transporting into an enterprise and military resource. Like, it's not really meant for gamers anymore.
Okay, I'm just saying. Like,
Yeah.
I
That's
think
not for
that
pro gamers.
being like, I think that like
Real
there's something to
gamers.
be said about like Google is the giant that it is because they literally have swarms of people doing the footwork to try and figure out and predict what's going to be popular and what the world's going to need in order to offer that to people before anybody else does. So I think that Google Stadia shouldn't be just thought of as that it's not going to be successful.
Sure.
Like, I
Agreed.
think that there's something to be, like, said about they are putting this idea out there and who's going to be the first one to really make it happen.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to become a transition between people who are traditional console gamers like myself and forcing us into having to be a streaming service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gaming type.
And like looking at other fads, like even like VR, like VR has some success, but it's still not totally like fleshed out, accessible to everyone,
Mm-hmm.
or like that innovative.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't feel
Like we have the whole PS4 VR system. It
Yeah.
sits on a shelf, except for maybe twice a year when we dedicate a week to set it up and use it fully, and then
Exactly.
put it
So
back away
sweaty.
because
Yeah.
it's such a mess to deal with.
Right.
It's so much fun, and then like I get motion sickness in them.
Yeah.
We're like Job Simulator is like the best game for that.
Vacation Simulator is coming out next week, which I'm so pumped about. I'm so ready for it. We gotta move on, but I this was a great conversation on that front though, because I think that it's gonna be interesting how it ends up evolving on in terms of I think Google is gonna be. It might start something here, and it might not be successful for another another 6 years or so.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna take some time. Next up is EA, which I think I was the only one that watched. No one likes EA.
It's okay.
EA
Figure your
stands
nose.
for all right.
Basically, I watched the whole thing. I was really not into anything that they were announcing, but
Same.
I mean, Madden. I play Madden. Fine. They didn't really announce anything special for it, so I don't really give a
You
shit.
mean that football game?
I'm gonna get it. Yeah, it's the football game.
It's the one football game.
It's that one football game. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order was the one game.
Yes. Just kidding.
Yeah. That was the one game they announced. Did anyone see anything on it? Did anyone care? We could just move on. I just wanted curious if there's anyone watched it.
I didn't watch anything about it.
I'm
I hope it's
I'm like a big Star
kinda
Wars
good.
fan,
Yeah.
but like I don't.
You don't care.
I'm not big
It
into.
looked cool.
It looks cool, but like I'm not big into like movies becoming video games, video games becoming movies. Like to me,
Well,
I'm
Star
like,
Wars
they
is
can
big.
just-
It has.
Second Peak 2 was good.
I love Second Peter.
I cried.
We sobbed.
Yeah,
but that's
good.
that's a whole
Good.
nother podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm just not
So
like I like Star Wars for what it is.
Yeah. Well, Star Wars. I mean, they also announced Lego Star Wars, the whole the whole every single game
I
or
didn't hear
whatever it
that.
is. For Xbox, I think it was. I think Microsoft did it.
Fuck yes!
I
Yeah.
love.
Lego Star
Lego
Wars.
Star Wars is good.
When is
Yeah.
the day? When is the day
I-
people will wake up and realize the truth of how beautiful Lego Star Wars is.
Matt
Preach.
Walsh just woke up. Like, from, like he was,
And y'all should be woke too to how
y'all should be woke.
No, because how many fucking childhoods were made with Lego fucking Star Wars?
Lego Star
Yeah,
Wars was great.
absolutely.
Great game.
I
I
don't know. I don't know
kept,
anything.
complete eye
About,
contact.
yeah, I'm like, I don't know who told you
The
what, but
trailer was
I don't know
funny.
anything about it. Like, I don't.
I
The only Lego
I
thing that I
haven't
know
heard
is the Lego movie. Like, that's literally. I'm completely removed from Lego.
Well, it's
Yeah.
more
everything.
Star Wars than it is Lego.
Alright.
Just imagine.
I'm
Star
not
Wars,
anti-Lego.
And
It's just
there's
not
Lego
a.
Forza.
It's just not a.
Yes, they announced that too.
Imagine all your serious Star Wars deaths, but as Lego minifigures.
Just-
yeah, like I
just
just
fall to
don't.
the ground
I
and
just have
shatter
not
it.
had like exposure to the Lego stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I just.
Darth Maul's just torso part just detaches from the
Is it
leg
really?
part.
Darth Maul
In-
dies?
in a
Spoiler!
Actually, he doesn't, dummy.
in a
The extended universe
Wait, is
doesn't
it like a
count.
movie or a
Read the
game?
manga.
I sound really ignorant. Is it a movie or a game we're talking about?
So, like, Lego Star Wars is a video game.
Yeah.
But
It's only a video game. It's not ever
Yeah.
a movie.
I don't think they've
Only
ever
a
No,
video
no,
game.
it's a video game.
No,
yeah, it's all just
video
video.
game.
Yeah, that was a video game like way before the Lego movie.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. I just
Yeah.
I've
No.
only ever seen anything Lego-y. It's
Yeah.
only been the Lego movie.
Yeah. No. Yeah. The Lego Star Wars has been a video game
I think I
series
like
for a
just
while.
missed the Lego.
And even
thing.
like all
Yeah.
the other, because I grew up
We
with.
both did. It's crazy.
I grew up
totally
with
missed on
all
Legos.
of the Lego games.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they're just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Did you
Like
grow
the
up with
Lego-
Lego stuff?
I played the Lego racing game. I had several Lego PC
Lego
games.
Racing is a good game.
Literally, my whole
but it-
childhood and nothing, not a single thing Lego.
Yeah.
There's like a pizza delivery one.
Aw.
There's Lego Islands. And
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
the Lego Island series, I'm a big fan of personally.
It was like whenever there was like a
Love
movie and then
Lego.
it was redone as like a Lego game, I usually had it.
Yeah.
All right, so that was your Lego reminiscing
Yeah.
interest.
And so so EA.
I'm
I hope.
sorry.
So Star
No, it's
Wars.
okay.
No, it's
That
totally
was more
fine.
I'm sorry.
than the rest
They
of
need
the
to
EA
know that
podcast.
their
the
audience-
world needs to know.
The world
That's
needs
totally
to know
fine.
that we
go for
care more about Lego Star Wars.
EA, I hope your Star Wars game does well. I think it looks fine.
It looks cool.
The
Make it
robot's
Lego.
very cute. The robot's very cute. I love that. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, so let's go to Microsoft. A lot of I thought that's why I felt like Microsoft won personally. Or I don't like talking about that in that context, but they did well. I think Microsoft did very well for its conference. What was no, we're not gonna go down the list of games. What was your favorite announcement from Microsoft in terms? I'll for some who didn't watch the press conference, I'll talk about some of the more specific games. But for you and I who watched it, what was like your favorite Microsoft announcement?
Minecraft soft?
Trailer. Minecraft. Well, there's a Minecraft dungeon game
Yeah.
coming out. That's one thing. I'm
You
very
like
excited
Minecraft soft, but I'm a big fan of Minecraft hard.
about.
My favorite
Minecraft
Microsoft
creative.
announcement
Minecraft
was
PC.
breaking the street exclusivity date of Epic Games on the PC gaming front.
It's so talk more specifically about that.
Sure.
Chris was like,
You kind of just stared at me, so I wanted to
No,
know.
so Chris is like, I don't have any comment. You keep
So,
going.
for example, Metro Exodus had a huge backlash because people had been excited for this game for so long. It was up for pre-order on Steam, and all of a sudden the dev said, actually, we're not selling it on Steam anymore. If you want to pre-order it now, you have to pre-order it on Epic Games, and in a year it'll come back to Steam.
Yep.
So people were like, what the fuck? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
And more, even games like Shenmue, which were kickstarted,
Yeah.
said, actually, we changed our mind. You're not getting Steam keys. You're getting Epic Games keys.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing Microsoft say, actually, you can get these games for $10 a month, and it included Metro Exodus, which is still not on Steam, and Outer Worlds, which hasn't even come out yet. It'll be on Microsoft Game Pass the same day it launches on Epic Games.
That was a really good deal. I was shocked when I heard like $15, I think, for
Yeah.
a year or something like that.
It's $10 just for the Game Pass. $15 gets you Xbox Live as well.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's incredible
For a full
value.
year?
No, a month.
A month,
But there's
still.
usually yearly discounts.
But
on it.
I mean, I think all things considered though, like considering that the Stadia is going to be what, like 150 or something like that on launch, or 180.
And you have to donate plasma to the actual
Yes,
console
that
to keep it
yeah.
running.
Yeah, whatever. It's it was such good value in my personal humble onion. That was it very much. That blew me away when they did that part. So I'm with you on that. And Borderlands 2, was Borderlands also Xbox Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Borderlands that was a part of the Xbox Game Pass.
So no, it's not part of the Game Pass, and that makes me sad because that's the game I was most looking forward to, and seeing the Epic Games exclusive was really a punch to the nads.
Yeah. Any since we're on the
Nuts.
topic, nuts. What's your what you guys you played Borderlands, you're big Borderlands, all that. What's your opinion about the new upcoming game? Outside of the fact that it's an Epic Store exclusive, which sucks for a lot of people who hate Epic Store.
I mean, it just looks cool.
It looks amazing. They have a gun that's a walking gun.
No, it's very different than a lot of
You
the
have
other...
guns that shoot guns!
Explain.
In a lot of other... there's usually, the 4 classes, but they really switched it up in terms of the usual. There's usually, like, a gunner that usually kind of throws down a turret, and the strategy around this is very stationary. While with this one, the actual gunner... I think it's like the Iron Bear or something, and it will follow you around and shoot, and then even like a co-op, like other team member can jump in and also shoot more.
Yeah.
So it really promotes like working as a team. There's like the usual Siren class, which is usually very much based on like the kind of magic of the world, but the actual character themselves is like very different than other Sirens, where it looks like she's gonna be more the brawler of the group, and like making more big magic arms to fight people rather than just like energy blasts, which I think is way different and much a very original and different way to take that kind of tanky or more so kind of brawler class. There was like the one that's like sort of like a Beastmaster where he can like work with animals, and then another one that was like some operative and he used like a bunch of different gadgets. As far as I know, but those were the 4 classes, and it's with each iteration of Borderlands you get really interesting the like class mechanics, and I think they've really been honing in on like making them more original and more interesting.
Yeah.
Because all of the games have really cool like open worlds, and they always pride themselves in the variety of weapons and guns, with being like, there's like a billion gajillion guns, and they actually do.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Where they probably just throw it in like a random generator.
Yeah.
But no, I'm really excited because it's those kind of character mechanics and story that really bring it together.
Yeah.
And Borderlands 2 is a game that is still played to this day.
Yeah. Oh,
every year, it's a huge Twitch event, and it's called like the St. Jude's Loot Hunt or something. Some streamers actually do like stream and collect donations for St. Jude's.
I don't know why I started laughing when you said St. Jude's. I just was like,
you prick!
I know, because I was just like, St. Jude's? Like, I just think Borderlands is such an extreme game, and it's just like, St. Jude's just threw me off for a second. I understand
but
now.
it's a good cause. I mean, not everybody, donates to
Oh,
St.
of course.
Jude's,
I mean, it's of course a great cause. That's not the charity I would most associate with Borderlands.
Yeah.
It's just very interesting.
So you weren't, to be clear, for the podcast, you were not laughing at cancer.
I'm not laughing at children with cancer now.
All right,
I just want to just clarify for that.
On the record.
Big.
On the record.
All right, Cyberpunk. What's your thoughts?
You are breathtaking.
Keanu Reeves was the big highlight of this. He came out on stage and he's in the game, which is really neat to see. But so a lot of John Wick and of course just Keanu Reeves
This
fans.
has been fucking Keanu Reeves' fucking year between John
the
Wick, E3, fucking Duke Kaboom, and Toy Story 4.
Is he actually? I didn't know that.
I told you he's in the new Ali Wong movie on Netflix. He plays like a huge role as himself in the middle of the movie.
That's awesome.
Like he's got like a whole thing going on.
He's just a sweetheart, and I'm glad he's back in the limelight.
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of Cyberpunk, did they show any gameplay?
No.
I don't think so.
That was my big complaint.
Yeah.
That was my big complaint from it. Is like they didn't show any gameplay. They talked about, I know IGN, they went behind the scenes. I know a few other places went behind the scenes and played it and described it to us. I would like to just see it. Like I can't do anything with people just tell me like, oh, this is how it plays. Because I'm like, okay, I get I get that maybe there may be a universal like thing, but like you gotta show it to us. I don't understand. It's very frustrating whenever that happens, but. It's such an interesting concept.
They could stop doing all their little PSAs about how much they care about the gamer and they couldn't fit into the goddamn fucking gameplay.
Yes!
Because that was what was pissing me off between Xbox and
Bethesda.
Bethesda.
But didn't no, Microsoft is Xbox, sorry. Yeah, between Bethesda and Xbox, I was like, oh my god, if they do one
shut the
more,
fuck up and
like
show
I
us
thought
the
they were all
game.
gonna start
Yeah.
talking about their rheumatoid arthritis. Like it was so
It's like
annoying. I was
Yeah.
it felt, but the worst part of it was it wasn't like it was brief and you really felt like it was sincere.
Yeah.
Especially because both of them did almost like mirror image PSAs.
yeah.
This is
About
where-
the gamer, it felt so insincere. It felt like there was somebody moonlighting in either camp, and then they
This-
accidentally gave them both the same campaign, and then they were like watching from home, and they were like, "I'm fired." They're like, "Shit!" Like I gave them both the same concept.
This is where I'm gonna toot my Nintendo horn and say that this is
Please don't do that.
they're doing they're doing presentations right in the way that they're showing the games.
They're
that
very
actually-
game and they're
Yes.
gameplay
Yeah.
focused, and that's absolutely true. I felt like I was so, like just felt like it was just felt so insincere, and that they were trying to like use an emotional
Xbox
ploy
you're talking about
to
now,
get
yeah.
you Xbox and Bethesda, with
Bethesda.
the weird PSA shit. I
Yeah.
was like, why?
Yeah, Bethesda kept on dropping
It felt
that
like a-
for padding during the
Yeah.
conference. It was awful. It was an awful
It felt like a
conference.
motorcycle injury lawyers like commercial. Like
Yeah.
they were
It's
like,
like when
we
we
care
watch-
about you,
Yeah.
and it's like, no, you don't.
It's like when we watched Nick as kids, and they would interrupt the cartoons to show Nick News with Linda Ellerby. You're like, no,
Oh my
I
God.
don't want to watch you, Linda Ellerby.
wasn't
Oh, I
that
haven't-
so funny?
I haven't,
Oh,
like-
God.
That hasn't like appeared in my brain in over
Wasn't it like
15
though, like
years.
11 o'clock hit, and it was like, okay, now we're gonna do serious. Like, wasn't it like
Yeah.
a late
Yeah.
night?
Well, it's also like Nick at Night.
Oh no,
Yeah.
my favorite
Yeah.
was when Nickelodeon would be like, "Go outside and have fun, fatty,"
yeah.
and I'd be like, "All right,
Never
guess I'll
worked
watch.
for me."
Guess I'll watch fucking Cartoon Network."
Cartoon
then."
Network.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess to pull it back with Cyberpunk, I definitely wish we saw gameplay because it just felt like an episode of Love, Death, and Robots, which is so cool.
It
and
looks
which
cool,
The
but
concept
it
looks
just
really
looks
cool,
great,
yeah.
and it looks great and it looks
Yeah.
beautiful. But I don't know. To see the concept, it has people's attention, but it's going to be the gameplay that I think, or at least looking at how the game is itself.
It's an
gonna pull
RPG,
people
so it's gonna be more. Or, yeah, it's an RPG, so you're gonna be like, it's a lot of gonna be character development, making your character, increasing the levels on your character, walking around, interacting with people, and it's gonna be fighting things as well. Or there's someone that came out recently, or like within the last day or so, that said that you could beat the whole game on pacifist, which is like, yes, I'm fucking doing that because I love those options. I love when games implement that. I'm interested in how they actually do that. So there's interesting stuff. Let me see it. That's my big takeaway on that front.
Did they release like a release date?
Yes, it's coming out March. Am I right?
Everything is coming out
Oh.
in March.
Everything's
Everything's
Yeah.
either September or March.
Yeah.
March is it's gonna be March 2020, I think.
Yeah, that's why.
Which
yeah,
is good,
I
they
think,
have a
yeah,
release
I
date.
think then they're in a good spot of like, here, check it out. You're interested? Yeah, we'll give you some gameplay
They
real soon.
well, but that's the problem too, though, is that they have this release date. Why didn't they not show us gameplay? I mean,
I think they have plenty of time to show gameplay.
yeah, they do have time. It's just like other games had it available. Just my take. Just another thing is like Microsoft Flight Simulator was kind of cool to see.
That looks great.
I really like that. Just it looked beautiful. The planes.
I think they said there's like petabytes of terrain data in it.
Really,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Sounds like made up words.
But yeah, very nerdy.
There's a Google Byte of data confirmation.
12 minutes looked awesome as well. I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about. It's the 12 minutes. Where it's like, you have like this 12-minute situation to basically stop like the murder of your wife or whatever it is.
Wow, that's really quick.
Yeah, it's like...
For St. Jude's.
First issues, yeah. It's like you get simulate the same day over and over again, and you have to try to like rescue her, and like meanwhile you're doing different things
So
each
it's
time.
like Happy Death Day, but you're trying
It's
to
like
save your
Hello
life.
Neighbor, but better.
It sounds like it. It looks like it. It was an insane
Intrigue.
watch. So that was they didn't announce Lego Forza during this, which was very interesting. Elden Ring, which is George R.R. Martin, and like another
Georgia R.R. Martin.
Georgia R.R. Martin. And Firm Software is the
FromSoft.
From Software.
That's
Firm.
Dark Souls.
That's
Dark
some
Souls
firm
people.
software.
Firm Software.
Sorry.
Not like that Microsoft.
Soft firmware.
Yeah, and again, they showed Halo Infinite, which was purely just like a video and being like, it's gonna come out at the end of 2020. So like, all
It's
right,
Halo.
yeah,
You all like that, right?
yeah, basically. Outer Worlds. Any word about Outer Worlds? Bleeding Edge? Does anyone really care about talking about
yeah,
like
yeah.
this?
Well, I mean, we don't have to
give a
talk
shit
about
about
it, but
these
I like
stupid-
Outer Worlds.
Yeah,
Because
Is the sequel to it Outer Worlds 2 or whatever? Or no,
No.
it's just Outer Worlds.
Or
This is a
whatever.
new IP, but it's made by Obsidian,
Okay.
who are like old school RPG writers. They made one of the best modern Fallout games to date.
Mm.
So it's really interesting to see what they're gonna do with this, I think.
Okay. And then Blair Witch looked scary, kind of cool. Battletoads, we knew that was coming. It was alright.
It's a meme.
Yeah. RPG Time, The Legend of Right looked cool, but no one knew what the fuck was happening. No one knew what the play was.
I thought it was the Take On Me music video.
It was. It did remind me a bit of that. So, it looks cool. I have no idea what it is. Again, that was my biggest complaint from it overall. Age of Empire 2, Wasteland 3, Psychonauts 2, Dragon Ball Project Z.
Why are you just skipping past Psychonauts 2?
Sorry, go ahead.
It's not the greatest game of all time.
Go ahead.
Clearly somebody didn't go to basic braining.
Wow. I apologize. Go ahead.
No, that's okay.
That's it. He just wanted to outburst. That's all it was.
Yes.
I was really nervous about this because their publisher was Overkill Software, who is currently just circling the drain. Like, Overkill is really not doing well, and they may shut down entirely. And Psychonauts 2...
That was a chair, by the way. Just
Sorry,
wanted to clarify.
Psychonauts 1 was just an incredible game with an incredible vision. And I've been so excited for its sequel ever since I was even like... I think I played the first one when I was like 12.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming, so I'm really
The
excited
studio
for it.
was bought by Microsoft. That was big news during the conference. And
Double Fine was, yeah.
Double Fine, yeah. So that was like a big news item that probably one of the reasons why they ended up coming out with a Psychonauts 2 is
Agreed,
probably
yeah.
for Microsoft
Yeah.
To come through. Dragon Ball Project Z. Yeah,
It
anyone?
looks the fucking same as every other Dragon
Every
Ball.
Dragon Ball game looks the same.
You looked at me because I'm the fucking weeb.
That's why I wonder if do you know
I
this
haven't
game?
played too many Dragon Ball.
Okay.
I mean,
They're
it's,
just
it's,
like-
it's probably just the
they're-
same as like a lot
they're-
of other Dragon
Crowley,
Balls.
can you not fucking die
Like-
for one day?
I like Smash Bros. The games are really similar. Like, it's just gonna be a Smash Bros. Game, but there are so many more Dragon Ball games.
It's either gonna be like a
than
fighting
Smash
game
games.
or
So it's gonna be an
I don't know much about
anime fighting game. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, you can play as Goku in this one.
Yeah, like it's very very similar. Gears of War 5 again. You have a September release date. It didn't show any fucking gameplay. What the fuck are you doing? I don't know. That pissed me off too. Dying Light 2 looked good though.
Yeah, Dying Light 1 was really fun, and it was a really good game, too.
Yep.
It came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna move on now.
Right.
Bethesda. Oh God, why are you throwing food at me?
Because I accidentally threw it and then I felt like I had to roll.
Sorry, whenever we hear Bethesda, we just flinch.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's very angry. So we address Fallout 76 and its nuclear winter update because that was. Mwah, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful moment for all of us. When you walked into the room, we told you that was happening. And you laughed, and then you were like, and then you saw on the screen, you were like, wait.
Well, what was funny was that
Gross.
Nick started to lose his mind because he was like, no, this isn't happening. This isn't actually. Oh my God, spell Anthony. He just started to scream for you, and then you thought we were just being dicks, because we just always are. So you came down the stairs with things in your hands, and you're like, what, guys, what? Oh. No, they're fucking not. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, you were so... And your face dropped at such a fast, level. Like, it was so sad. It was like we told you somebody died, and you were just so heartbroken.
Well,
Yeah.
essentially, the Fallout series has died.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
But it was just really... It was so, I couldn't have planned it better. Like, it was
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, people are saying that they're liking it, but it was just a very much a moment of well, this is what many people were fearing. You were saying this, that people were fearing that this was going to become, and it has now become that. So, it's
Why is
very
everybody
disappointing.
into Battle Royale?
I don't get it.
Why
I
is this such a
personally.
trend
It's
right
a
now?
craze. It's
Minecraft
just-
survival games was the best fucking
It's
free for all.
a fad.
That's
It'll
it.
be over within a year.
Yeah.
And people will still be coming out with
Hasn't
Battle
it been
Royale
well
games.
over a year?
It's been well over a year.
Yeah.
You say that's what you say.
That's what you say. We'll see what happens.
That's true.
I don't even play it, but we'll
Who
see.
here plays Fortnite?
Anthony's the only one that plays Fortnite at the group.
Dweeb.
Wow.
I played 2 games and then deleted it off my Switch.
I cried because I died.
That's how it works.
We all
That's
know
how it
how I
works,
am
yeah.
with a countdown clock. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't fare well.
I
I
was
just started
like-
to panic.
Kelsey, I'm gonna get a drink.
I
Just,
just-
hide in this bush, okay? Just wait in this bush. You have a
I said,
sniper
I was like,
rifle.
"Can I play?"
You're safe. You'll be okay. I get back and she's like sweating. She's like, "Oh my God, the circle's coming in. I heard somebody walk by. I'm so scared."
I don't do well with shit like that.
Yeah, that's
I'm like,
fair.
it's okay if you died. I
You've
would have
all
just dropped
played
into a new
the
game.
Mario Party mini games with me, and countdown clocks are not my friends. So.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a panic.
One thing that I did like from this presentation, there's two. Ghostwire Tokyo looked awesome, and the presenter was adorable. I love her so much. No, stop calling her waifu. That's weird. But outside that, she was very cute. And the game
that,
looks
like,
awesome.
harassment?
Yeah, when people say waifu, it's very fucking like it's very like she's
Too
not
much.
she's a real person. She's not a
I
character.
get it if you want it for like a fictional
fictional character.
anime
Fictional
girl,
characters are different than
but
Yeah.
that's a person.
that's a human.
Can you
person.
not be horny on main?
Yeah, basically. The concept looked really cool. This like people are disappearing, and then they're kind of like trying to figure out what happened.
It was Thanos.
It was the wife.
It was Thanos. Yeah, it's gonna be a Marvel. That's gonna be yet another Marvel game.
Fuck is Thanos?
pronunciation. You fucking
Thanos.
casual.
Thanos.
Thanos. And then Deathloop looked cool.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Doom Eternal. I mean, I don't have thoughts on it, but if anyone else does,
It looks neat.
It's a
So
Doom
it's-
game. I mean, the last Doom was good, so
yeah.
it's probably gonna be fine.
Wolfenstein Youngblood. Any thoughts? No, no one
They don't
cares.
look anything
Kill,
alike.
kill more Nazis.
Kill more
I was
Nazis.
annoyed
yeah.
that they were. Aren't they supposed to be like twins?
Oh,
The daughters.
oh.
I was annoyed because I feel like they didn't look anything alike. That was literally my takeaway from it. I wasn't paying
Sometimes
attention.
twins aren't identical.
No, I didn't even to be identical.
I
I wanted
know-
to
I know-
look
I know
like
nothing
they
about the
came
movie.
Like they
sort of like from
related.
the same family.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be related, and that didn't happen.
Deathloop. I think I mentioned already, but
You did.
Move
on.
Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
It's very
I'm
meta
just-
because it's a loop.
Yeah,
That happens
yeah,
again.
yeah. Devolver Digital's, I'll
I thought you
just
were gonna
say,
Deathloop again.
yeah, no, Deathloop, Devolver Digital was, another great presentation. Insane.
Yeah,
Insanity.
it's pretty fun.
Did we
It
talk
was
about
funny. Yeah, Deathloop, oh yeah, I think so, I haven't done that
Can we
yet.
talk about Fruit Loops?
Fall Guys
It's
and,
not funny. I'm talking about Deathloop.
what?
Fall Guys and Carry On were the two games that they announced, but it's just a presentation, them making fun of everything.
Carry On looked great.
Carry On looked awesome, and Fall
No,
Guys...
gullible Matt.
Fall Guys looked like the actual battle royale game that I do want to play. It's looked adorable. It was very cool.
Yeah,
we
it
could-
looks
that's
You're so
enough.
precious, Chris.
It's very cute. PC gaming show was alright.
I forgot it happened.
I loved it. I loved it in past years. This year was like alright.
Everybody this year was like me.
Yeah, it really was. But I enjoyed a lot of the game
Everybody was
announcements,
EA. What Matt? What,
all
what
right.
Go Cubs said.
Yeah, alright.
All right.
I have a lot listed here, so I'm not even gonna touch it. But like Untitled Goose Game is the one game I'm looking most forward to. I think
I
that's
God.
feel like I've been
They-
waiting for 4 years for that game.
They shouldn't. That should just be the title. They don't need to.
do anything else.
Do it.
I don't
else
think
with
were
that
they
title.
going to? I thought they were just gonna leave it like that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
they should leave it like that.
Yeah.
It's gonna.
I'm such a shit in real life that I really want to be a bird, like being a shit.
My concern is that they did announce it for Epic Store. I know it's on Steam.
No.
I know it's on Steam, but that would be really like, oh, and Maneater. Has anyone seen Maneater?
No.
It's
No
a
idea what that is.
you basically play as a shark and you're going around killing
Baby.
people.
Oh, it's
Hell
like
yeah.
Sharpwire.
Yes, that's it. It's so good.
Stop.
I
can't.
Oh, I forgot.
My
the
school-
teacher.
My school mascot was the Sharks this past year. So I heard
What,
that
they
song
change
like
their mascot every year?
no, just this school I was
It
at this
happens.
past
It
year.
happens when you change school.
Yeah,
Uh,
but
thanks,
I've
Walsh.
heard that song so many times.
Maneater
I
would.
don't-
Yeah.
I don't want to deal
Sounds like
with it.
sounds like a flash game I played on Addicting Games.
you hear the rain?
Yeah, it's okay. It's nice background noise. I hope everyone cares, or doesn't care, rather. So Maneater and Telling Lies, which is like it's literally a live action video game where you're listening to people telling things and you're trying to make connections and see who's lying, or it was something weird
So
like
it's
that.
Jackbox?
So it's Fox News.
Someone.
Oh!
boom!
We got political.
Boom! What was there was a game that was similar to Her Story. The person who made Her Story made Telling Lies, which is literally Her Story was like someone telling like a story about.
It was about the Democratic.
Yeah, now you're
About
making
the
it political.
emails?
Yeah, no, yeah, it's all political. No, that was another one, but we don't have to go into that. That was just cool. Anyways, Ubisoft, Watch Dogs Legion.
You were so pumped for that.
I know that Watch Dogs has a reputation. I know that it's not. They've been disappointed in the past. I know Watch Dogs 2 was better.
I thought you liked Watch Dogs.
I ended up. So what happened was they showed off these really, really impressive graphics at E3, and when the game came out, it did not look that good. But then about a month later, somebody said if you change this INI file, like if you literally just change text in this game's files, you will unlock the E3 super graphics, and it runs better on every computer we've tested it on.
Yeah.
So they literally handicapped their own game and lied about it because they didn't want to make the new consoles look bad.
Wow. I didn't know
I
that.
consider that highly unethical.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. That's really intense.
Why is it funny? Because it's like nobody's dying over it. Like it. I don't know.
It's serious. It's consumer rights.
All right.
That's fair. That's fair.
Thank you,
I just looking at
I figured.
Watch Dogs
I don't know.
Legion. It looks so cool. I just love the concepts of it. The fact that you basically can play as anyone. That you can recruit people and you can play as them. The permadeath system, I think it's so cool and really high stakes. I like that it's both like it's hacking and it's also some combat, but not like a ton of combat. But it's
If I'm not
intense.
immortal, I don't want to play.
Well, but the thing is like you play as like 47, 50 fucking characters or unlimited.
I can be immortal. I don't want to play.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm definitely gonna like hijack people that I think look like assholes, and then I'm gonna make them like fly through their windshield.
I don't know if it works like that, but yeah,
That's
that's
Anthony
fair.
on the Southern State.
Yeah.
That's what he wish you could do.
I have a lot of thoughts on it overall. The playing as the fucking grandma, I don't know if anyone fucking saw that. The grandma,
grandma?
the assassin grandma was amazing. I love it. No one else watched it. Anyone watched Dogs Legion at all? No one did. No.
I've been busy.
Okay.
Oh!
That's all right. That's all right. I'll praise it.
Go Cubs is like, I was trying to come to New York, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was a little busy, sorry.
That's just gonna be my takeaway from Ubisoft as a whole. They also announced, oh god, that's a voice crack. Roller Champions, which is their new rollerblade kind of answer to Rocket League, which is the soccer car game.
Finally.
Roller, I saw it. It looks good. I liked it.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm having my own moment here. Then I found out about Skatebird from Kind of Funny.
I'm so
Showcase.
excited for
Yeah,
Skatebird.
you showed me that. It looks fun.
Yeah, it's a skateboarding bird that's coming out in 2020.
I was like, what is it? Skateboarding birds? And I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, it's
Yeah.
skateboarding birds.
Skateboarding birds.
I'm so excited.
Kind of Funny Games had like a big showcase this year, which was interesting. I never heard of them
it
before
was
this
kind
year.
of funny.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Hamsterdam was another one that I thought was interesting.
What
which
is that?
I have to show you it. Sorry, it looked like it was just a hamster fighting game.
Oh my god.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
It
Yeah.
does.
Amazing.
When are they going to start redoing the Hamtaro games? Because I'm sad about it. I need some
That's
Ham-
true. They can
Ham
remaster them.
Heartbreak.
Hamtaro's just died as a video game franchise. I don't know
No.
something. I don't know what's happening on that
He's
front.
right there.
Square, is there a hamster up there? Oh,
There's
yeah, there is.
Hamtaro.
There's
There's
Hamtaro up on our cabinet there. Square Enix, Final Fantasy VII Remake. That
It's
came
pretty
back
great.
out in the '90s, and you thought it looked good because you and I watched it together. What
Yeah.
did
I
you
thought
think? Oh, you.
That's
you
okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, graphically looked great. I didn't see any sort of the gameplay. I just saw a couple screenshots. Of
Okay.
how the graphics
Final
looked.
Fantasy is going to sound really ignorant, but that's the one where they do the Disney games?
That's
That's
Kingdom
Kingdom
Hearts.
Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts.
Those get confused all the time, though. To be fair.
But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go. You know more about series than I do.
Oh no, it's
Yeah.
okay. The boss fights looked fucking exhausting. They had this. It was literally the first boss in the game, and it had like 8 different phases. I was like, oh my god, I don't want to actually play this. But the graphics looked great. The characters were really brought to life, and you can actually play as the different characters.
Yeah.
It definitely has that like old school '90s grunge charm to it.
Grunge.
Very Nirvana, very Dave Grohl.
It really is, and I'm excited for
very
it to
Red
come
Hot
out.
Chili Peppers.
Yeah, I think I thought it looked interesting. It's not something that a game I would play, but I'm not gonna crap over it. It looks good, and I think it's gonna be one of the most hyped games I think for 2020. Life is Strange 2 is out now, which I know a lot of people like the first one, and you knew that people liked it because they showed a trailer of all the streamers playing it,
Oh
which
my
was
God.
exhausting to watch.
Yeah.
I watched that. I knew one person on there who I love, but like I was just like, I don't want him in my fucking trailer. I want to just watch it.
My apartment started to play through Life is Strange, or my roommate was when the other two of us were in the room. And the level of adults trying to replicate teen speak
Oh,
dialogue, like the dialogue is like
Atrocious.
I don't like to use the word cringe.
Yeah, sure, yeah, but it was that.
It was that
Yeah.
like terrible. I couldn't take it.
Which people love Life is Strange, though.
I couldn't take it seriously at all.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
I never heard that take on it. I would be interested in it. The only game I was really like I want is like Circuit Superstars, which was like lasted 5 seconds. It was like a kart racing game. I didn't really care for a lot of the other announcements, but it all looked like the same game after a while, which is really bad for me to say, but it just was. But there's a ton of great games that they announced, and that's why people say they won E3, so I don't know.
Who won E3?
Square Enix.
Oh.
But I didn't really, I don't know. And then the Avengers, which you and I agree, it just did not look that great.
And the developers are actually changing the characters based on fan feedback.
Yeah. So, which is good. I mean, I'd rather hear them talk about. It's like how they changed Sonic. Like that. I think it's good to have that kind
Has
of.
anybody seen the new Sonic?
No.
Not yet.
They didn't
They just said that they're gonna revert. They listened to fans. And they're gonna rework it. And when they announced the change of release date, it was an animated sign when it actually showed Sonic wearing a glove. Which before it was just him having white fucking hands, which was bizarre. Yeah, I don't.
How many teeth did he have? Too many. Too many.
How many
many.
eyes did he have?
Okay.
One too many.
All right, the one that I think all of us, or at least this corner of the room here, want to talk about is Nintendo. Luigi Mansion 3. What was the thoughts on that?
Looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Looks like a good mix of like everything that the second game did well, combined with the more charm and experience of the first game.
Yeah, I mean, I thought a lot of the concepts were very interesting. I love the co-op mode.
Yeah.
As well. I think that's gonna be really cool.
They had that in Dark Moon, but co-op just works better on Switch, so I think that's gonna be a big plus for it.
Yeah. I thought it was charming. It was just you can't really do wrong with a lot of the Mario stuff. I enjoyed it. And Link's Awakening looked adorable. Mm-hmm. And it was, to me, one of the best looking games in terms of like animation and layout.
It's got such a great style to it.
I think it's perfect.
It's very smooth, and it feels like it even looks like very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's.
I've never played any of the Legend of Zelda games, and I'm so excited for that one.
Yeah, I'm interested in trying because it looks like a. Like
you're
put me
playing...
in
front of like a little bit of the Breath of the Wild, but Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild, like as much as I like the game, it is not like the other Zelda games. Like it's so different.
Yeah, I only played a little bit of it. Like it's not my, it's just not my game series.
Right.
But I thought this looked really good.
I'm not a big fan of the top-down 2D Zeldas that much, but
that was the 2D Zelda game, and it was a bit older one too.
It was like the Game Boy.
Yeah.
Not Game Boy, Game Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Release.
Yeah, you said that you weren't like the biggest fan of Link's Awakening, but does any of this intrigue you at least in terms of what you saw?
Yeah, I mean the style is definitely pretty unique. I think I'd play it. The Zelda game I'm most tired of is A Link to the Past.
I feel that.
Yeah, they literally keep remaking it. So this one, I think this is the weird one, right? It's the one with the whale.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, this one's weird, and it has like chain chomps in it.
Yes,
yeah,
it has Mario.
Fascinating.
I couldn't figure out. Well, first of all, isn't that the one that came on? And I was at work, so I was going back and forth between the conference and this, and all of a sudden it shot a couple different things.
Yeah.
And I thought I saw you getting excited, and then there was the Tanuki in the grass, and it was like this, and I was like, why is Tom Nook naked in the forest? Like I didn't understand.
We were waiting for Animal Crossing.
I thought it was Animal Crossing, and then I realized that it was Link's Awakening.
Oh,
and I was like,
that raccoon just like.
Yeah, it was like it looked like it was literally a naked Tom Nook beating his chest in the forest, and I was like, "What is going on? Gone rogue?" Or I don't know. But
Tom Nook was sick of everyone's shit.
Yeah, but like or like they finally dethroned him. Eat the rich, and they like kicked Tom Nook out.
Yeah.
No, but I got really excited because I thought that the style was really cool.
It was so cute. It's just it's gonna be one of my favorite games to look forward to. It's coming out in September.
By the chain jumps.
September, right? September release date?
I think so, yeah.
September. So that will be my replacement for Animal Crossing. It's going to be like this Link's Awakening game, which I'm not even into Zelda. Yeah. That's going to be awesome. Alright. Let's talk Animal Crossing. Okay. Because this is the game I've been waiting for forever.
Yes.
And I'll start it because...
This is your thing.
This is my thing. This is a lot. I mean, Anthony's even been playing it longer than I have in terms of Animal Crossing. But let me just say that when I looked at it, was a bit disappointed, and I'll give you my reasoning. Initially, I thought that I was saying for months Mario Kart 8 had this great rendering of Animal Crossing and how it looks in terms of its how like the trees and the houses and like the beach, like everything looks so beautiful.
Yeah.
I loved it so much, and I thought like that was gonna be like the Animal Crossing. So I had my expectations up really high for that. When I didn't see that at first, I was very like, oh, I was let down.
Yeah.
And then the concept generally at first hit me. I was like, that it was weird for me because I just never really thought. It was definitely trying to implement some things from the Pocket Camp from the app.
Yeah.
That I was just like, oh no, it's gonna be a camping game. The further I've gotten away from it though, and the more I look at it, the more excited I get because what I'm seeing is this innovation in the game where it's like it's going from just doing like shaking trees, collecting apples, selling it, fishing, gathering the fish, selling it, and like doing this same thing over and over again, and like going out buying stores and kind of like building your thing as you're doing it. Now it's saying go out and literally create everything, craft your tools, collect the materials, craft your tools, place things anywhere you want. You can place things anywhere you want. You can basically tell the villagers where they should live, which is something that was talked about like after the fact.
Incredible.
During the treehouse.
Yeah, during the treehouse.
Yeah, you can absolutely, if somebody's like, oh hey, I want to live here, you can be like, nah.
No.
Yeah.
And you can like move them wherever you want, which is like perfect because
That's
put everybody in their
awesome.
own corner.
Yeah.
So literally, you can create this town the way you want it, which is not unlike any other Animal Crossing game. And I'm like, holy shit, it's great.
It feels good.
My big gripe with New Leaf, and I didn't have a lot of gripes. I fucking love New Leaf. The layout of the town I did not like because it was just a flat town, and then like the only like level was like the beaches, and I didn't love that. This is a nice hilly island that you could go on that has like rocks on the island as well, and it was just like, oh man, it was so good. The trees, the leaves moved, the flowers were moving, the hair actually moves. It's not just some stiff thing that sits on your head. Like, there's so much, like, I mean, Tom Nook's a furry.
That skin tone range, though?
That skin tone.
Yeah, that's
oh,
great.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Like, now you actually have better representation in Animal Crossing. Like, it's
I mean,
so...
it still looks like it's probably limited, but it's so much more
Better.
than what
It's
they've
better,
ever
yeah.
given us
And
outside of Pocket Camp.
They've had Pocket Camp and Happy Home Designer both had skin tone
Yeah.
adjustments that it will probably be the same
Yeah.
thing.
So, if I had to say it right now, I mean, my big concern is how they going to implement holidays, how they're going to include the commercial NPCs like the Able Sisters, Isabel, all this. We know Isabel's going to be in the game, so that's good.
Like, developing your town, like, Isabel will come if it becomes more of a town thing.
Yeah.
So the more you develop your town,
Yeah.
I think the more the commercial sims will start
And
doing
I feel like they
I
kind
say
of...
commercial sims.
You
This is
gotta,
my
you
commercial.
you gotta
Yeah.
flash
NPCs.
money enough to get Isabella.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like you got a little bit of that in, New Leaf.
New Leaf.
In New
Yeah.
Leaf.
Yeah.
When you would develop the town or people would, but you just threw money at it and then it developed itself.
Right.
I want to have more agency over everything like you did with
Yeah.
Happy Home. Where you
Agreed.
could actually, like, even though you were only picking between 3 outer structures,
Yeah.
you still had the agency to say, like, this is the style I want for these buildings and for the whole feel of everything.
And that's
like,
what it looks
want,
like. That's what it looks like
I
it's
feel
doing.
like it
Yeah.
looks like what they're answering the calls of players who felt like after a while you had nothing more to do. It looks like they are jam-packing this.
Yeah.
Full of so many little things that it's going to take you forever to complete the game.
Which is
Which-
great.
So, I mean, if I'm being honest, and this is coming from an outside perspective of someone who isn't too much into the Animal Crossing games, but I mean, Animal Crossing, the fandom has been one of the most, I think, aggressive in terms of
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and which is funny because Animal Crossing new game would just be 80% of the last one, but just with some new stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not even, I don't even usually play it, but I'm excited to see it take a whole new direction.
Yeah.
And now you start on your own.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's new, and that's I don't know, Nintendo's always trying to make things new and put new spins on
Yeah.
their games. Without, let's say, maybe pushing out a new Call of Duty, Halo,
Right.
you know.
And just having it be in like a
redo.
different geographical location, but it's the same
Yeah.
freaking thing.
But no, it's let's take the characters that you love and then let's take it from a whole new angle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's almost been like if you look back to the very original Animal Crossing games, it's almost like it's like brought us to this point.
Absolutely.
Like it's just been a slow deconstructing of the original world until you're at this point where it's like you get to start brand new and build it up.
I think that it just...
I think there's something poetic in that. Like, it's cool. Like, they
Yeah.
got it's almost like they've been giving you training, and they're like, now it's yours.
Yes,
There you go.
now
That's
build
cute.
now
Now
build
build
your
it.
home.
And
So
it's very nice. Like, it's like a nice, exciting...
my biggest concern is going to be that my big concern is going to be that if Animal Crossing becomes like too grindy and like too maybe tedious, like with like collecting bait in order to fish, like that might get
Pocket Camp.
that
Pocket Camp
that-
is so tedious.
Right.
I hate Pocket Camp. I'm just gonna say that right now.
yeah. If as long as it does not have the
I feel like I've only been
cooldowns,
playing Pocket Camp to get to this game.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like if the cooldowns aren't as bad or
the-
not existent in
the
there,
cooldowns are a
it's good.
very mobile game thing.
Yes,
So
I agree.
I'm not worried about that.
I'm just gonna speed it on a little bit because but I think Animal Crossing is gonna be
Yeah.
great. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Last two things: Smash Bros. What do you guys think of the characters? Actually,
And yay!
yeah. So
Yeah.
so Dragon Quest, you felt like it's just another sword character. Why are they including it?
I literally said to my other friend group, I really don't want to see generic sword guy from Final Quest of Dragons War Cry or whatever. And what do you know? A character so generic that one, he does not have a name that they drop in the trailer, and
This is
two,
the hero.
his
Yeah.
character skins. There are literally 6 other people that act the same exact way that he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was really disappointed by his inclusion. No more swords, please. No more anime protagonists. Just give us something like Master Chief, please. God, give us Master Chief. It'll be so interesting.
It would
Already
be
have
that
seen-
would be a fucking bomb if they actually do that.
I mean,
a
that
drop
was
bomb.
like when they threw Snake in. And it was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, shit,
Or
alright.
Geralt from The Witcher.
Oh yeah, The
Could you
Witcher.
imagine?
The Witcher's
That'd
good.
be
That'd be
awesome.
so cool.
I'm
Yeah.
very excited for Banjo.
Banjo-
is such a cool
As soon as
addition.
that Jiggy bounced across screen, the
Yeah.
people I was on call with, we lost our minds. Like,
It was one of the coolest announcements by Nintendo, and
Yeah.
I think it was just one of those moments that you're like, wow, like you already knew that once they announced Joker from Persona, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
now anything is possible. Anything is fucking possible.
Yeah.
The fact that Banjo and they got the original people who made it to come there, that's so cool, and I'm so excited about it, and I'm excited for Smash fans. Minecraft Steve's next.
no, he's not.
No, but I also just find like the duality of it so funny. Like everyone in Japan, like fucking Dragon's Quest, and then everybody over here like Banjo.
Yeah, like there was like
Like-
a change definitely. We're like,
Yeah.
like it was like I went back and forth. Breath of the Wild 2. I know that Anthony, you didn't love Breath of the Wild,
Yeah.
but it's one of the biggest Zelda games that has come out in recent times,
Yeah.
and people loved it. The fact that they're coming out with a sequel, which probably won't be called Breath of the Wild 2, will probably be called something else.
Breath of the Wild sequel. This seems like like Majora's Mask was technically a sequel to Ocarina of Time. Like it was the same Link at least.
Yeah.
Phantom Hourglass was a sequel to The Wind Waker, and both of those were like the same Link.
Yeah.
This feels like much more of a this is a sequel game to me.
Yep.
At least from what I saw for the trailer, and the fact that they want to make it darker than Majora's Mask really intrigues me.
And Zelda looks like she could be a protagonist,
I hope we can
which
play
is
Zelda.
would be fucking amazing.
Would that be the first time?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think so. I think Link has always been the lead.
Yo, imagine
In
if
them.
it was The Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, it's the Legend of Link. Actually, they're gonna call it, and
Yeah.
Zelda's gonna have to rescue
Zelda's
Link.
playable.
His
Yeah.
dumbass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically. So that was another little tidbit that they threw in at the end there that I thought was really exciting. So I loved it. E3 was great, and thank you guys so much for sitting here and talking
Woo!
with it and doing the podcast. It was a lot of
Everybody
fun.
get out their
Video
feelings and
games.
everything they needed.
Anything else? Any other thoughts? Games?
Fuck Anthem. Fuck BioWare.
Oh, yeah.
I will be playing what is it? Just Dance on the Wii till I die.
Just Dance.
Just Dance keeps getting released on the Wii.
Yeah.
There's actually kind of like a cool reason for it.
Yes, and I know.
Was
too.
it
Yeah.
who posted it with the
I retweeted
hospitals?
that,
You
yeah.
did, yeah.
Yeah, so hospitals use Just Dance to help rehabilitate patients who need help getting their
Yeah.
motion back,
Yeah.
and because they've bought a Wii,
They
a
have
lot of
Wii
them have just
systems,
bought
yeah.
Wii's.
Yeah.
A new Just Dance game refreshes that, and they
Yeah.
don't have to buy a new system.
Yeah,
That's
that's
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
It's
Fucking
a
hell
slight
yeah.
shade at Wii U, but it's excellent though. It's a great cause.
Well, no, I mean if they've bought the.
No,
Wii,
I know. I'm just
But
joking
also,
around.
didn't Wii U so great?
Well, the
Yeah.
Wii is a beast, and then Wii U felt like it was a weird
Is this a Wii?
like stepping stone between
Yeah.
like the Wii and the Switch.
Yeah, the Wii flopped so hard, which I think like helps make the Switch look so much better. But
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you all so much for watching. Look forward to more information about future podcasts later because we're really excited about the things that
Whatever
we're
projects we do.
we're gonna be working
Yeah.
on moving forward. And thank you guys for joining. I hope you guys participate in more
Yeah.
things in the future.
E3 stands for everyone ejaculates everywhere.
How long have you been thinking about that one? That took the whole
Nuts,
podcast.
nuts,
About
nuts,
3
nuts,
weeks.
nuts, nuts, nuts,
Nuts,
nuts,
nuts,
nuts,
nuts,
nuts.
So long for now.